Ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Switch does so many things right, and it's easily one of the greatest gaming consoles of all time. But if I had to nitpick one of the few things about it that I do not like, it's the eShop. The Nintendo eShop is horrible, but there is a goodness in everything bad, and today we're going to go over 10 amazing Nintendo eShop games that I'm addicted to. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into this video. I mean, what can I really say about the eShop that already hasn't been said? And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's actually like a web browser and not an app, and that's the reason why it runs so slowly. And the reason they did that is because it would take up less space on the Switch, if I'm remembering correctly. Who the hell cares, man? I just want the thing to run right, and I want filters, and I want it to have background music, and I don't know. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to talk about 10 games that are eShop only games that I am addicted to. I'm pretty sure none of these games ever got a physical release, and if they did, it was through like limited run or super rare or something like that, so it was not available, I guess, to the direct public. So just keep that in mind. Before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. We are 500 subscribers away from 16,000, and that's incredible. So consider joining in this community, and let's just go and get into the video. The first game we're talking about today is Katana Zero, and while looking online, I think this game was supposed to get a physical release, but it never did, and the reason why is they wanted to hold off until, I guess, the DLC for this game came out, and then they were going to make it like a big package. To be honest, I don't even know if the DLC ever came out for this. That's not even important right now. That's actually irrelevant when you think about it, because this game, just the base game, is absolutely incredible. This is a game that I thought about buying for like a year straight, and I just never did. I thought it was interesting, and I thought I was gonna like it, and it went on sale pretty frequently, but I just never bought it. And then one day I had a $10 eShop gift card, and I think this game was on sale for $8, and I said, you know what? This is the time to purchase it. And to be honest, I should have did it a long time ago. It truly is phenomenal. You're a paid assassin. I guess you would call yourself a ninja maybe, but you need to go through these levels and kill all these enemies and then kill a final enemy. But the caveat is, if you get hit one time, that's it. You have to rewind to like a certain part of the level. So it's also like a strategy game, because you need to figure out how to get through these levels without getting hit, how to kill certain enemies, and to do it in all one fluid motion. There's also this really interesting story going on, and the music and the aesthetic is all top tier, man. Katana Zero is a must-play game. So now let's talk about a game I think is called Akane, or maybe Akane, which that doesn't sound right, so I'm just gonna say Akane. Kind of similar to Katana Zero in the sense that, well, you have a katana in this game, and what's going on here is, I guess you would call them levels, but you have hordes of enemies coming at you. For example, you need to kill 100 enemies, but again, if you get hit one time, it's over. So you need to figure out how to defeat each enemy and block their attacks and use certain abilities and items to kill all the enemies. It's kind of like an endurance game. Like the first time you play a level, you might only kill 25 enemies. Then you keep playing and you might kill 40, then you might kill 60, then you might kill 70. And then eventually you'll get to the end of the level and you'll have to kill a boss. And 9 times out of 10, to be honest, you're gonna die on that boss. But it never gets boring or feels repetitive. It's really addicting, and every time you get a little further, you learn a little bit more. This is a game, again, that I've seen on the eShop sale, like almost every single eShop sale. And this is a game that I recently bought in the past few months, and I cannot stop playing it. So yeah, definitely check this one out if you get a chance. Now let's talk about a game called Golf Club Nostalgia. And a fun fact about this game is it used to be called Golf Club Wasteland, I think. 3 years after this game was released, they had to change the name. I'm gonna assume due to some copyright stuff. And I find that funny. It's like, you wouldn't check that beforehand, you know what I mean? This game is, not only is it a hidden gem, it's just a really special game because it's very simple. You're basically a person from Mars who goes back to Earth to play golf. I don't think you were born on Earth. I think you're going to experience Earth for the first time. And over golfing throughout the game, they're also telling a story, and you're like collecting journals and you're listening to the radio at the same time. And it has this really eerie feeling, but at the same time, it's very beautiful. I don't know if that makes sense or I'm explaining it the right way, but there's something really special going on here. And The golfing is actually really fun. It's a very simple game. Like, I don't even think you have to walk around. All you have to do is golf, and there's no set limit on how many tries you get, so you don't have like the added stress from that. So you're just golfing and also uncovering the history of what went on here, and this is a very special game. So this next game we're going to talk about, I actually received a review code for it. But even though I received a review code, I'm giving you my honest opinion. And just keep in mind, I get sent like 10 review codes a month. I'm not even exaggerating. And I try a lot of the games, and unfortunately, I never talk about them because a lot of them just really aren't that good. It's called Cricket, Jay's really peculiar game. So, kind of a strange title, but we're here for the gameplay. After a devastating loss, Jay would do anything to fix the past. Blast off on that quest with their newfound friends. So right away, like after playing this game for I want to say 30 minutes, the vibes that I got from it was something like Earthbound mixed with like a Cartoon Network show from the early 2000s or the late 90s. It's been quite a long time since a game has made me feel this way, and I just knew once I felt that feeling that I needed to talk about this game. Yes, the story is really charming and cute, and the gameplay is really fun. I guess you would just call it like a standard RPG, but the setting and the characters and the dialogue and the music and the gameplay, it all just comes together and it makes for something really special. So I'm not sure if a lot of people have talked about this game, but if I had to guess, I would say this game probably flew under the radar a little bit. So if you get a chance to play this, definitely check this one out. Now let's talk about Skate City. And essentially what this is a skateboarding game. I've been skateboarding my entire life. I've talked about this a million times, and I've played every single skateboarding game. There are certain cities in the world that are very famous for skateboarding. Philadelphia, New York City, LA, Barcelona. And in this game, you can choose from a few of those cities, and every famous skate spot that are in those cities are actually in this game, so it's really fun. You are skateboarding through a city and trying to do all these challenges and do all these certain tricks, or you can just skateboard with no challenges. But what's really cool is this is kind of like a lo-fi relaxing game because there's this great soundtrack in the background, and depending on like what tricks you're doing or how you're doing those tricks, the music will subtly change to whatever's going on. So maybe you start grinding, the music might slow down or get quiet, and then as soon as you land that trick, the music will speed back up or get louder again. And for the first like 20 or 30 minutes, I didn't realize that was going on. But as I played it more and more, it really got me immersed into the game. And then it would be like nighttime and a thunderstorm would be happening, and I would land a big trick, and then lightning would strike, and then the thunder would roar as I landed on the ground. So maybe if you're not a skateboarding fan, you won't care about this, but I would argue even if you're not, you just like fun, relaxing games that you can zone out and chill a little bit to, this is a game that is definitely worth checking out. So how could I make a list about great Nintendo Eshop games without talking about Vampire Survivors? And the funny thing is, I had been recommended this game quite a bit. I'll be honest, I thought it looked pretty stupid, especially when I learned that it was like a really simple game that you just kind of walk around. Like, you truly don't even have to press one button as you're playing. All you do is control where the character is walking. But I bought it at like 11 p.m. at night, and I thought I would play for 30 minutes. And then the next time I checked the time, not even kidding, it was 4 a.m. This game really is addicting, but it's also just a really good game. I could be wrong, but I think the person who created it used to work on like mobile games or for an online casino or something, so he understands how to keep people intrigued and how to keep their attention in the game and give you like certain dopamine hits at certain times. And it sounds on the surface, I guess, like a scummy thing to do, but you're not paying any extra money. You're just here to enjoy yourself. It's a game that I think every single person who owns a Nintendo Switch should have on their Switch, especially when you keep in mind this game is fully priced at only $5. So now let's talk about being a criminal, right? That's probably not the best thing to do, you know? But being bad in a video game is good. I'm not even kidding, but Thief Simulator is so freaking fun. The graphics aren't gonna wow anybody, and the gameplay isn't going to either. But when you start playing the game, it reminds me of being a gamer when I was younger. Like, I wasn't reading game reviews, and I didn't really care about other people's opinions. I would just try to play any game I had access to. Once I started playing this game, it quickly became one of my favorite games I have ever played. You start out as a low-level thief, and you're stealing like, I don't even know, like plates and pants and like sinks and just random stuff you don't want to steal. And you're breaking into houses that are easy to access. But as you go, you'll upgrade your equipment, start breaking into bigger houses and going to richer neighborhoods and stealing more valuable stuff. And then you're getting like $20 at the beginning, and then at the end you're breaking into mansions and avoiding security cameras and like armed security and sneaking through houses and stealing gold jewelry and really valuable stuff. And I know this probably sounds dumb, and the gameplay you're seeing is probably making you think, okay, he's missing me with this one. But just trust me, this game is so freaking fun. I'm not the biggest simulator type gamer, but I'll be honest, I absolutely love this game, and I hope in the future they either like upgrade this one or make a sequel. Now let's talk about Golf Story. And if you don't know what this is, you might think, well, that's just a golf game. And you would be right. But this is also an RPG, and not just that, it is an amazing RPG. It's been a few months since I played it, but I think the story is like you're trying to live up to your dad, who was a great golfer. So you want to be a great golfer, and you'll pretty much do anything you can to follow in his footsteps. And just saying this now, it sounds like it wouldn't work. Like an RPG golf game, just pick one or the other, right? But just having golf be the vehicle to get through this game, it really is like the perfect recipe for just a super fun game. And the crazy thing is, this game goes on sale on eShop sales all the time for $3. I think maybe even $2 before. And I just find that a criminally cheap price. Like, that's almost offensive to the game developers who made this game. But yeah, if you have not played Golf Story, this is another game I'd argue everybody should own on their Switch. So the great thing about buying Nintendo Eshop games is there's a good chance pretty much all of these games have been on sale at one time or another. But the next game we're going to talk about is actually free, and it's always been free. It's called Guardian Tales, and I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever heard a single person talk about this game. I'm sure people have, but I consume quite a lot of Nintendo content, and I make videos about Switch games. And I have truly never heard a single person talk about this. And I randomly found this game, downloaded it, and I played it every single day for 2 months. And the only reason I think I stopped playing it is because a new big game had came out that I was waiting for. But I literally played this every single day, and I truly was addicted to this game. If I could describe this in the most simple way, it feels like a classic 2D Zelda game mixed with a JRPG. And I think some people actually label Zelda as an RPG or JRPG. And it's like, I get it, bro, but come on, man. That's not the kind of RPG we're talking about. But instead of it being one character, you have multiple characters in your party here. And looking back, I think there's actually a bunch of different characters in this game that you can use. You can keep upgrading all their items and like evolving them to be stronger. I was playing around Halloween and Christmas. So during different seasons, like the whole world will change the setting. Depending on what seasons are going on, and you can get all these free items, and I'm sure there are some things that you have to buy with real money if you would like to, but it's 100% free to play. I never spent a penny on it, and I kept getting new items every single day. It was actually overwhelming, like how much free stuff they would give you. So if you're looking for a very fun game that you don't have to spend a penny on, and that you truly can sink like hundreds of hours into, like in theory, I think you could play this game forever, then this is a game that's definitely worth checking out. And this last game we're talking about, looking back, I think might have been my very first Nintendo Switch Eshop game I ever purchased, ever. The game is called Apple Knight. Apple Knight is a beautiful action platformer RPG. Explore vast levels filled with secrets, quests, and loot. You need to defeat tough bosses, fight wizards, knights, and monsters, or use traps to take them out from a safe distance. In the game, you can upgrade your armor, your pets, weapons, and abilities. One thing I loved is in every single level or area or whatever you want to call it, there are like secret areas, and it reminded me of old games, like Mario games on the Super Nintendo. You would just push against the wall and then fall through it, or you would jump into a secret area and then fall through the floor. And it was really fun looking for all those in each level. Again, this is a game I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about ever. This is truly the definition of a hidden gem. It's not the greatest game of all time, but this was a game I was truly addicted to. And I beat the entire game, I want to say in like 5 or 6 days. Like, I flew through this game, and I think I beat it, I know 2 times, possibly even 3 times now. It's been about a year since I played it, and now just talking about it has me wanting to play it again. Ladies and gentlemen, these were 10 games that I was addicted to that can only be found on the eShop. I think. There might be a game or two that has like a super rare game or limited run game, but I'm talking about if you want to go buy these games and play them today, you're going to have to find them on the eShop. So yeah, these are 10 eShop games that I was addicted to or are currently addicted to. In the comments below, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I would love to hear any Nintendo Eshop exclusive games that you like or were addicted to or you think I should check out. And if you made it all the way to this part of the video, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for watching. I know there's a trillion YouTubers doing the same thing, so I really value your time. So yeah, consider joining this community and following me on all my social medias on Instagram and Twitter. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.